Hi, it's Dr. Doug Curtis.
And you see Curtis from Dyslexic and Unstoppable, and we're here to help dyslexics rediscover their inner power and become unstoppable.
Right, and today we're here with our first in the series of Dyslexia and ADHD. Dyslexia and ADHD. And we're going to go through, as we said in the introductory video, some of the criteria that we use to diagnose ADHD. This is the Vanderbilt Assessment Scale. It's what we pediatricians use to help us figure out ADHD. And there's a bunch of questions that parents and then teachers also answer. They read the question and answer if their child never has this symptom, occasionally, often, or very often. But we're going to talk about how this shows up in ADHD and then how it shows up in dyslexia. So the first question on the Vanderbilt Assessment Scale says, does not pay attention to details and makes careless mistakes, for example, with homework. So obviously a child with ADHD, this can be frequent. They get distracted, they have difficulty staying on task, so they're likely to make a careless mistake. But as we saw with our son, and as I see with my patients, this happens a lot with kids with ADHD. So why don't you explain from the ADHD side?
From the dyslexia side. Yes, dyslexia side is Felix Alexander would be, for example, when he was writing, it was hard for him to form the letters and the spelling, so it would frustrate him so much that he would start moving, getting up, changing position, not paying attention, and you'd think, oh, he's got an attention problem. Right. But then when the teacher would ask him the same thing, and he didn't have to write it down, he would talk and explain and tell his story. So there was a disconnect there. So you would think that it's it's not paying attention when that is just a symptom of what the real issue is, right?
Exactly. And we kind of talked a little bit about this in our video about dyslexics and effort, about how much extra effort it takes for them to form letters and to do the reading and decode the words and that kind of stuff. And because of this extra effort, and because they're mostly kids that we're dealing with, they can sometimes, get off track and get distracted and fidget in their seats. And so you start to think that they're not paying attention and making careless mistakes. I don't think that in the case of a dyslexic child it's a careless mistake. I think it's I'm exhausted, I just want to answer this question and move on kind of thing, and so they just answer what they're going to answer.
Or they don't know how to, or they don't understand the question if they have to read it.
Right.
That's also another part of it is like if they have a math problem, they understand how to do the math, but if a teacher gives you the question, you're all right, you can go right. But if you had to read the question yourself, you couldn't read it, and then you look like you're just sitting there, stressed out, and then you're moving because you're like, I don't understand what I have to do.
Right. But some of the ways that you might be able to tease this out, is this more ADHD or is this more dyslexia? One is, as you mentioned, try it verbally. The kid with ADHD, they'll pick it up like that.
The kid with dyslexia.
Sorry, I keep mixing them up. The other way is just talking to the child and actually having them sit down and try to read the words and see how they do with the reading and that kind of stuff.
Handwriting assessment.
Right, the handwriting assessment that we talk about will also point to whether dyslexia is a part of it or dysgraphia. So anyway, this is just the first of the questions. We'll have a next series with a couple of more of the questions that are on the questionnaire, and we'll help you tease out whether it's more ADHD or more dyslexia. All right, thank you.